Hi, Johnny. My name is Ellen. I'll be correcting your essay set today. Okay, so it looks like you're living in an English-speaking environment. That's wonderful. Let's see if I can give you some feedback on this set of essays. The first one is about ex-prisoners. So let's see what you wrote here. It took you 10 minutes to write this? Is that really? Ah, okay, 50 minutes, fine. Okay, let's see what you wrote. Some think the best people to guide youth to understand the dangers of crime commitment are the ones who have turned back to good citizens after the jail life. I strongly disagree with this opinion because those former criminals might have other reasons for against the law. And I believe parents are the best people to show to teenagers how to keep the distance from the crime. Okay, one thing that I really like about this is your very clear position. You absolutely picked up on this idea of the best people and you answered it. You said, no, criminals are not, parents are. And I thought that was wonderful. So that's great. However, there are a lot of grammatical errors in this, as well as some vocabulary errors. So we don't say crime commitment, okay? We say the dangers of committing crime. And then we don't say who have turned back to good citizens. We also don't say against-ing. Okay? And then there were a lot of thes here that you just didn't need. So let me see if I can rewrite this, keeping as much of what you wrote and just kind of correcting some of the mistakes. Something the best people to guide youth to understand the dangers of committing crime are the ones who have become good citizens after being in jail. I strongly disagree with this opinion because those former criminals might have other reasons to continue breaking the law. And I believe parents are the best people to show teenagers how to keep their distance from crime. Okay, so not huge changes, but still big enough to be effective and to make it accurate. Let's keep going with this. Being a criminal is not always easy because of the evil thoughts crossing people's mind, full stop. Sometimes they have to do some terrible things while they have even known the actions ahead are going to be crime. All right, grammar is a problem there. For example, a couple were walking on a street at night. A robber or a thief tried to hurt them. The male accidentally wounded or killed the thief while protecting his girlfriend. The action is somehow disobey the law, but the motivation is reasonable. Those people are always decent citizens. They only fall because of some extreme reasons. Therefore, I cannot see there are much they can teach to young generation. Okay, I think that there are a couple of problems with this paragraph, Johnny. The first problem is that there's not really one central idea in this paragraph. The second thing is that it's just kind of one giant example, and it's really kind of hard to follow your progression of ideas. And then the third problem is the grammar. It's inaccurate in a lot of places. The inaccuracy doesn't lead to a strain, so it's not like I don't understand what you're trying to say, but it's certainly not natural sounding grammar or accurate grammar. So, okay, take a look at this. You had this first sentence, and it really had absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the paragraph and how the paragraph progressed. Okay? Because you were talking about evil thoughts and how, whatever, they do them even though they know it's going to lead to bad things. But then your example about protecting one's, partner or whatever, that's self-defense and has nothing to do with the evil thoughts in people's minds. So there was really no connection here. Also, it really was just very much focused on this example and not talking about how or why some people might think that criminals are the best people to talk to youngsters. I mean, I don't know. I think the whole paragraph really just needed to be restructured. Okay, let's take a look at your next one. On top of that, I strongly suggest that if parents want their children to be legitimate citizens. The parents themselves are the best guides. Despite the predetermined, careful with your spelling, personality, a child is like a white canvas, and the parents are the painter who put the colors on during the raising of that child. The parents should gradually introduce all the positive thoughts or ideas to help the child build up the foundation of being a genuine citizen. With that right concept, this could eliminate thoughts of harming others or the society. Okay, I was okay with the development of this. I thought it was pretty clear. I thought the progression was fine. So this paragraph definitely felt stronger. It felt more appropriately kind of developed. But still a lot of spelling mistakes and some word mistakes, some grammar mistakes as well. Let's take a look at what else you have here. Okay. In conclusion, the true motivations and reasons behind crime. I don't understand this. Decide. Okay, those outlaws who regain freedom, whether can be persuasive to the young generation. Oh, I think I understand. Okay, I think you're saying, in conclusion, the true motivations and reason behind a crime are what determine whether the outlaws who regain freedom can be persuasive to the young generation. That's what you mean. Moreover, parents are still the most influential guardians, spelling, that prevent the youth from drifting away to crime during their life. All right, so what I said earlier still applies here. There are lots of grammar problems, word problems, structural problems with the essay. And while I understood essentially what you were saying, I do think it's an essay that needs some work. Okay, it needs a better structure and it needs some help grammatically. Let's take a look at your task 1 and see what you wrote here about the English and Homestay letter. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you don't need to capitalize the R or the RS here. I'm writing this letter to let you know some basic information about the English and Homestay program that we are going to have. My name is Johnny. I am from China, and I am an exchange student who has been arranged to have a homestay in your house for the whole next year. That is the last year for my architecture degree, so that I want to learn English while I absorbing the history and culture of British architecture. I am so passionate about football. Could you tell me where to watch the genuine English football, and also where can I play football near your house? I have heard the weather in England is not that pleasant. Is that true or not as bad as the rumor says? I will arrive in Manchester on the last Friday of May. The plane might land around lunchtime, and I would love to see you at the airport. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Yours sincerely. Okay. Let's take it from the beginning. You don't know the Jones family, and so this really should be a formal letter. You've never met them before. All right, and so this is essentially providing an introduction to you. It's really best to be formal here rather than informal. In some places, I would say this whole thing was pretty much neutral, which I could probably be okay with if the grammar and the vocabulary were all right. But I thought some of this was unnatural. I thought it was kind of awkward. So you're not letting them know about some basic information about the program. That's not what this letter is about. This letter is to introduce yourself and to ask questions. So that would have been a more appropriate thing to do. I would suggest something like this. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm writing this letter to thank you for agreeing to host me as part of the English and Homestay program. My name is Johnny. I am from China and I am an exchange student who has been assigned to your family for the whole year. Okay? I am in my last year of my architecture studies. So I would like to learn English while I absorb the history and culture of British architecture. Full stop. Then, so that's the introduction. Then you have to do all of this. So let's see. You just went into it. I'm passionate about football. But what you want to do is you want to preface it with some sort of a topic sentence where you tell them what you're going to tell them. So something like this would be good. Prior to my arrival, I would like to ask you some questions about the UK. Firstly, as I am very passionate about football, could you tell me where to watch genuine English football and also where I could play football near your house? And then this should also be in the same paragraph. Additionally, I have heard that the weather in England is not that pleasant. Please let me know if this is accurate and what kind of clothes I should prepare to bring with me. Okay? And then that's fine. But these should have been in one paragraph. I think that this should have been combined in one paragraph. Then, you're supposed to give a scheduled date and time. This was really rather vague. So, I will arrive in Manchester on Friday, the 21st of May. My plane should land at 2:10 p.m. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the airport. Okay? So that would have been a more appropriate way to do this. So Johnny, I know you said that you're taking your exam next week. I think that's what you said in your letter. Okay, go ahead. I think you said you were looking for a 6. Give it a shot. Prepare as much as you can over the next week. I have a handful of suggestions. Since you don't really have a ton of time, if you found this feedback helpful, I would encourage you to sign up for, there are a couple of things you could do. You could sign up for the online course, and if you're really dedicated, you can try to finish it really quickly, and we can get you prepared for the exam, because I really think that that's what you need essentially. You need the structure, you need to have a good template, you need to understand how and what kinds of expressions and language you need to use in your writing. So ideally we would have you on the online course. Another option is to sign up for essay corrections, but like I said, and that's a really quick option, but I really do think that you need the structure and the information and all of the lessons that are involved in the course. So the choice is really up to you. Like I said, I mean, some people have finished the course in less than a week. It is doable. So, if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. You can email us and let us know what you think. Either way, I want to wish you lots of luck, and do let us know what you decide. Best of luck to you.